A chill gripped me the moment I saw the caretaker's shed door bolted shut. My son's muffled cries seeped through the flimsy wooden walls, each sob twisting my gut. My wife, Clara, stood beside me, her face drained of color as she called out, "Evan." Our 8-year-old, who's autistic, didn't answer, and the silence fueled my dread. Sudden changes or confinement could unravel him, sending him into a spiral of panic. The rusted lock on that shed made my skin crawl. A small crowd gathered, drawn by Evan's desperate wails, but no one seemed sure how to act. Then she appeared, Lorraine Baxter, the new HOA president, striding forward with a smug glare, arms crossed like this was a trivial annoyance. I'd never liked Lorraine. From day one, she'd enforced every petty rule in Pinecrest Meadows with ruthless precision, scolding kids for stepping on grass, fining dog owners for lingering near community shrubs, or slapping citations on anyone whose trash cans lingered curbside. But today, she'd crossed a line so vile I couldn't comprehend how she justified it. I marched toward her, jaw tight, focused solely on freeing Evan. Her smirk ignited my rage. "Don't glare at me," she said, her voice dripping with disdain. "Your son was tearing through the gardens, disrupting everything. I locked him in there to settle him down." Her words hit like a punch. Clara's hands shook as she clutched my arm. I yanked at the shed's handle, but it wouldn't budge. Inside, Evan's cries sharpened, a sign he was spiraling. Enclosed spaces were torture for him, amplifying his sensory overload. "Open it now," I roared, fury coursing through me. Lorraine shrugged. "When he learns to behave, I'll think about it. We have rules, and I'm done with him trampling community property." Clara's eyes welled up as Evan's sobs grew frantic, the kind he let out when trapped in his own mind. Neighbors hovered, unsure. An older woman, Martha, gasped and stepped forward. "Lorraine, you can't lock a child in there. He could get hurt." Lorraine's scowl was venomous. "Stay out of it. This is between me and parents who can't control their kid." Two men edged closer, ready to break the door down, but Lorraine dangled the key like a trophy. "Damage HOA property, and I'll fine you until you're bankrupt," she snapped. I fought the urge to snatch the key, knowing her spite could make things worse. Instead, I forced a steadier tone. "Evan's autistic. He doesn't process your rules like you expect. He's not hurting anyone in the gardens." Lorraine's eyes narrowed. "Excuses bore me. Kids who can't follow rules don't belong in a proper community like ours." Clara stiffened, tears streaming down her face. Our friend Nate dialed 911, whispering that a distressed child was locked in a shed. Lorraine rolled her eyes. "Call whoever. By the time they get here, your son will know his place." I clenched my fists, barely holding back. Martha looked faint, and another neighbor, Greg, tried reasoning. "Lorraine, this is illegal. Let him out." She ignored him. I pressed my ear to the shed, calling softly, "Evan, I'm here. We'll get you out." His keening wail shredded me. The shed was a hazard crammed with rusty tools that could cut or trip him in a panic. His coordination faltered under stress, and the darkness would be suffocating. Nate signaled that police were coming, but the wait felt endless. Lorraine stood defiant, ranting about teaching kids lessons. Clara whispered Evan's name against the door, trying to soothe him. My pulse pounded, every instinct screaming to smash the lock. Then, faint sirens wailed in the distance. Lorraine's smirk didn't waver. "Let them come. I'll explain how your boy broke landscaping rules." Her callousness stunned me. Neighbors suggested a crowbar, but we had none, and forcing the door risked collapsing shelves inside. The sirens grew louder, and a police cruiser screeched to a halt. Two officers, Sergeant Torres and Officer Riley, leapt out, sizing up the chaos. Frantic neighbors, Clara and me by the locked shed, Lorraine clutching the key. Torres demanded, "What's happening?" My voice cracked. "My son's locked inside. He's autistic and terrified." Torres turned to Lorraine. "Is this true?" She tossed her hair. "It's an HOA issue. He was trespassing, so I secured him for safety." Torres blinked, incredulous. "You don't confine kids like that." Lorraine's lip curled. "I'm HOA president. We protect community assets. That boy was a nuisance." Riley, exchanging a shocked glance with Torres, urged Clara's plea to open the door. Lorraine refused. "He stays until he learns respect." My restraint snapped. I lunged for the padlock, ready to tear it off. Torres gently restrained me. "Let us handle it." Nate, shaking with rage, pointed at Lorraine. "She's refusing to unlock it." Riley's tone sharpened. "Ma'am, That's false imprisonment. Open it, or you're under arrest. Lorraine clutched the key. You can't arrest me for enforcing bylaws. A radio crackled with an urgent update, and the officers' faces tensed. Torres barked, "Open it now, or we're breaking in." Lorraine, defiant, looked ready to toss the key. Torres moved to detain her, but she yanked back, shouting, "I'm not a criminal." In the scuffle, the key slipped from her hand. I dove, snatching it before it hit the ground. Clara, trembling, turned the lock as Nate steadied the door. It creaked open, revealing Evan curled in a corner, hands over his ears, tears streaking his face in the dim light. I rushed in, lifting him into my arms. "It's okay, buddy. We've got you." He shook, clinging tightly. Clara joined us, whispering reassurances. Behind us, Lorraine shrieked as Torres cuffed her. "You can't arrest me for protecting property," she wailed, unhinged. Neighbors muttered, some stunned, others saying she'd gone too far. Riley helped us guide Evan out, ensuring he got medical attention. His breathing was ragged, eyes darting. An ambulance arrived, but then came a surreal roar like thunder. 2 army tanks rumbled into the cul-de-sac, their camouflage hulks absurd against manicured lawns. The crowd gasped. The 911 calls, perhaps misreported as a hostage crisis, had triggered a military response. Neighbors backed away, bewildered. A soldier approached Torres, who explained the situation was under control. The mix-up was clear. Someone's frantic call had escalated wildly. Holding Evan, I tried to shield him from the chaos. The tanks and soldiers overwhelmed his already frayed senses. Clara stared, disbelief etched on her face. Lorraine, cuffed, gaped at the tanks, her arrogance faltering. The military commander apologized, citing reports of a child in danger. They'd reacted to a perceived threat. The absurdity nearly made me laugh, but my nerves were raw. A soldier spoke gently to Evan, who hid in my shoulder. Clara explained his autism and sensitivity to noise. The soldier nodded, giving us space. As the tanks rolled away, a heavy silence settled. Neighbors comforted us, glaring at Lorraine as she was led to the cruiser, still ranting about her rights. A paramedic checked Evan, noting no physical injuries but urging emotional care. We took him home to his familiar space, avoiding a hospital stress. That night, with Evan asleep between us, Clara whispered, "How could she think this was okay?" I had no answer. Lorraine's cruelty defied reason. News spread fast, sparking outrage. Neighbors recalled her past aggressions threatening a veteran over parking, tailing teens for loitering. Rumors swirled that the HOA board planned to oust her. Clara and I backed that move, determined to protect Evan. His recovery was slow. Nightmares woke him, his fear of the shed lingering. Even our yard unnerved him, as if Lorraine might reappear. We reassured him she was gone, but trauma lingered. At the emergency HOA meeting, we left Evan with Clara's sister to spare him more stress. The community center buzzed with residents, some concerned for Evan, others worried about the neighborhood's image. Chairperson Henry opened gravely, addressing Lorraine's actions. Clara recounted Evan's ordeal, her voice breaking. I detailed his meltdown and Lorraine's defiance, even as tanks arrived, drawing gasps. "Tanks," a neighbor blurted. We nodded, explaining the 911 mix-up. The crowd hushed as we described Evan's ongoing nightmares, emphasizing the real harm. Clara warned that longer confinement could have led to self-injury. Henry, shaken, announced a vote to remove Lorraine and cooperate with police. The room exhaled, tension easing. An elderly resident proposed a formal apology, admitting the community failed to curb Lorraine sooner. The board unanimously stripped her of power and vowed to revise bylaws to prevent such abuse. Neighbors offered support, though I wondered why no one acted earlier. Lorraine faced charges of unlawful restraint and child endangerment. Her social media rants, claiming victimhood, crumbled against witness statements, Evan's distress, and police footage. Her trial came quickly. We testified, sparing Evan a courtroom appearance via video statement. Lorraine's defense that she protected Evan from tools fell apart against her refusal to unlock the door. Neighbors confirmed her pattern of harassment. The judge, unmoved by her excuses, convicted her, imposing probation, community service, and counseling. Justice felt hollow but necessary. The HOA reformed, adding protections for special needs residents. Neighbors admired Evan's resilience, offering help. His nightmares faded, and he braved short walks, even near the shed. One evening, we approached it together, door open, lock discarded. Evan stiffened but peeked inside, seeing it empty. He squeezed my hand, a silent victory. Later, he said he didn't want to fear it anymore. At the pond, he fed ducks, smiling, as we passed the shed's open door. Lorraine moved away, shunned by the community. The new HOA president apologized, funding a sensory garden Evan helped plant. Neighbors gathered, kids exploring its chimes and flowers. Evan's bravery shone, turning pain into change. His drawing of a tank by the shed, "The day you saved me," broke my heart. Lorraine's cruelty sparked a community's awakening, proving unity could topple tyrants. Evan's progress, his laughter returning, showed no rule justified her actions.